Hello friend and welcome back to Panzer Corps 2. We're here with the most exciting of missions in the Grand Campaign 1940, or Axis Operations as they're called now, the training mission. If you're excited as I am, let's get started, because the action is only just beginning. Welcome back to Czechoslovakia, mine general, though I suppose I should call it by its new Bohemian name. No matter, we are here to train for war, not geography. That would make it actually more interesting. High Command has set up quite the training ground here in Bohemia. All of these state-of-the-art Czech fortifications are perfect for practicing new tactics and explosives against. But our assignment here is not to test weapons in a direct assault, but to experiment with better insertion tactics for our Fallschirmjäger. No primary objectives, but we get to earn experience. Abwehr operatives have been busy documenting the plans for the Belgian fort at Eben en Mael, and they've built a scale mock-up of the fortifications here. Based on the layout of the fortresses and surrounding natural defensive barriers, it is clear that any frontal assault would be doomed to failure. It would either take too much time or too many lives to overwhelm the fortress through brute force. But if we can insert a small force of Fallschirmjäger to surprise and encircle the fortress, we might be able to disable it before the defenders even know what's happening. I wonder where I would have to drop my paratroopers to encircle them. If only the game would make it a little bit easier for me to figure that out, because as it stands, I have no experience with dropping my Fallschirmjäger and encircling enemy fortifications. This is a challenging one. Ooh, thank God. Oof, I was already afraid I was going to miss it. So we have to drop them there, okay. Based on the terrain layout we can expect to see in Belgium, Abwehr has recommended that we land our gliders here and here. Such deployment should encircle the fortress immediately. High Command has asked us to also practice long-distance glider escorting. Our Bf-109s lack the range to protect gliders on an extended behind-the-lines operation. Occupying these intermediate airfields will be important to make sure our gliders maintain full escort all the way to their destinations. Why, that is mighty interesting. I did not think about that. I thought I would just go straight away. Send your gliders ahead to take these airfields and then use them as bases for your fighters. Okay. Once you surround the mock-up of Eben en Mael, you can give your Fallschirmjägers a few rounds of target practice against the target dummies we've set up here. Nice! High Command considers these exercises to be top secret, so we will only be able to deploy an extremely limited number of our forces to practice for the operation. All contact outside the unit will temporarily be forbidden. So much for writing my monthly letter to Anna Sophia. To victory for Germany. Alright, alright. Ignores zone of control. Okay. Check it out. There are some prototypes near Dresden. Let's take a quick look. Let's get rid of this. And the Dicker Max, Stüger email, and the Neubaufahrzeug. Wow, okay. And then we have more test prototypes. The DFS 194. It's a ME 163B and also a V1 rocket. Huh. What do you know? Well, that is the highlight of the mission. Let me tell you right there. That they already designed these and put them out there. That is really cool. Okay. Let's get started. Let's move everything to the reserve, and yeah, let's get that Fallschirmjäger that we had before. They're already at 20, so that's nice. Yeah, let's keep them at fast learner. Let's put them back, and let's also take take those BF 110s. Bam, bam. And let's purchase more Fallschirmjäger. Now, if I put you I'll set to 19. No, you need to go to 17. 17. And I can purchase another one. Also at 17. Okay, so we have 3 Fallschirmjäger and 2 of the BF 110Cs. So you guys have fast learner. I need the double attack. And fierce fighter. So the one with 19. Oh, they'll get fierce fighter, and this one will get double attack. I also want to get Adolf Gallant and the other hero with legendary. I need to take a look at any of them which have potential. I don't think I can surrender any of that. No. Okay. Any offensive ones? I don't think so. Oh yeah, because they are famous. So then I definitely want to get it. Same for you, because I might actually get prestige per turn. That also will immediately show me whether I get prestige per turn, even though I have that ability that doesn't give me prestige per turn. Because I'm actually quite curious to see whether I'm still getting some from the heroes. Oh, I cannot select the tank one, obviously. Yeah, let's give you Oladir. Although they already have double attack. They have fast learner. So let's give it to you. And I don't need to ignore zone of control for the moment, but I am going to give you Adolf Gallant. Okay. No. I'm gonna have to do it true OCD style. Whoop. And whoop, there we go. All right. Oh yeah, let's get started and attack some target dummies. Yes. Aw, man, they blew up. Can I even move them? No. Man, like I said, they were the most exciting part of the mission too. Let's land there. Land you there. Let's go. Pow, pow, pow. And you there, but no landing. Unbelievable. 3%. Oh yeah, enemy down. Ooh, I don't really remember where the AI showed me I should put them. And cannot attack this turn yet anyway, so I might as well take the city. Give me some prestige. Flight Adjutant Rugel, I apologize for the unexpected intrusion, but I must have your ear for just one moment, Herr General. I know your training exercises here are supposed to be a secret, and that I probably shouldn't have snuck out of Vienna to come, so let's keep this conversation between just you and I, yeah? I'm convinced your dog Wagner has been eating my repeated application for a combat transfer, so I'm here to make my case to you in person. Let us forget about politics and paperwork and speak truthfully. I can no longer stand being a flying photographer, nor will I be content to sit on the sidelines of this great conflict. I'm here to fulfill my duty to fight for Germany. I ask no more than any other soldier who fights for their homeland, and I will accept no less. I humbly request a proper chance to prove myself in combat and to serve my country. Remember this, the next time my application crosses your desk. I bid you good luck on your secret mission, Herr General. Yeah. Oh, I didn't swap them? Fine. Yeah, you can attack. My general, as part of the expansion of the war effort, a somewhat controversial proposal has been put forward. To ease some demand for manpower, it has been proposed that Germany expand the Wehrmachthelferinnen. Our female auxiliaries would begin to be deployed to supporting units, mostly air defense and artillery detachments. I do not know how you feel about this inclusion of women, but my personal experiences in Spain have shown me that female soldiers of merit are a force to be reckoned with. Of course, this has to be a woke game. Just kidding. If you choose to throw your support behind this new initiative, High Command will undoubtedly use us to test the feasibility of female auxiliaries before deciding whether or not to expand the program further. You have 4 commendation points. Would you like to exchange 3 commendation points for a unique female officer? I'm already waiting for the next transgender officer in the next DLC, but sure. Let's authorize it. Elsa Kloss for artillery. +3 to ammo, +1 to range. Of course, it has to be an insane hero. Sure, man. Sure. Like I said, it has to be woke. But you know what they say? You go woke, you go broke. And I'm all for inclusivity, obviously. And I think it would be a pretty controversial move not to include any women. Now, aren't we having fun? This is really enjoyable. Man, this is the best mission so far. Ooh. Can't stand the heat. And there we have it. Historically, the conquered border fortifications of Czechoslovakia would indeed be put to use as a testing grounds for Germany. Because the Czech fortifications were quite state-of-the-art for the time, many invaluable lessons were learned from close analysis of them. Germany eagerly tested, and I'm also eagerly playing this mission, both weapon and tactics on these new now empty fortresses. They would quickly learn how to crack, neutralize, or just circumnavigate such defenses. That would be even more fun. Just learning how to circumnavigate the defenses. That's why I bought this game. And indeed, there were a myriad of such static defenses that Germany's neighboring countries had constructed en masse. Man, so exciting. If you thought that, you know, removing mines and raiding unknown towns was not exciting enough, you can't get more exciting than attacking target dummies. Okay, so in all seriousness, I already talked on the forums about this for a bit with developers and such, and obviously it turned into a big discussion. So when you're designing a game, you have limited design space. So you already know in advance you're going to have a certain amount of missions. Could be 12, could be 14, could be 16. But you're going to keep it limited because you can't have... I mean, you could, but you don't want to invest too much time into creating the DLC. So let's just say that during the design process, you decide beforehand that you're going to have between, say, 14 to 16 missions. Then you're going to, of course, choose which battles you want to put it, right? You don't want to have 11 missions in Norway, even though you could, and then 3 missions in France, because it's just not representative, right? You could technically do it, but I don't think people would be that interested in fighting in Norway. And maybe you should change the name from Axis Operations 1940 to Axis Operations Norway at that point, and then at least it will be obvious. But anyway, so you want to have a fair representation of each of the battles that has been fought. So you have the campaign in Norway, you have the campaign in France, you have the campaign in Greece, and those are and Yugoslavia. Those are the historical campaigns, and then in this case they decided to also do a historical invasion of Britain, which I'm all for. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't think that in itself is a bad decision. I actually quite like it, I guess, as an idea. But the thing is that you have to do all that and put it within those 14 to 16 missions. And there are a lot of battles that you need that you get to choose from. So indeed, basically you have the Netherlands, you have Belgium where things are happening. Then you have, of course, crossing at Sedan, counter-offensive at Arras. You have Dunkirk. All the stuff you all got to put it in your game. And the more of your design space you fill up with useless stuff like this, the less of the cool battles you're going to have. Basically, they have to make a choice. Are we going to have a Battle of Narvik? Or are we going to do training missions? That's basically the point where you're at. And for me, I think it's a very bad design choice to choose a training mission like this over one of the pivotal battles in World War II. I mean, arguably pivotal, but just one of the battles that everybody knows. Like, they could have included some form of a Battle of Narvik, but they didn't do it. They decided to make a training mission. And we'll have another training mission, I believe, coming up. I already did see the campaign tree. I believe it's Dover or something. No, not Dover. It's the Channel Islands. There's a training mission at the Channel Islands. And, for that as well, you could have had either another battle in Britain. You could have included a battle in Yugoslavia. They excluded Yugoslavia entirely for training missions, and that's what you're missing out on. Like, don't forget that instead of something like that, you're doing a training mission. So no Yugoslavia, but you get to do a paratrooper training mission. That's basically the design choice that they made, and personally I think that's the wrong decision. Like, I don't understand that decision, especially, I mean, obviously it's just a rehash, or at least in part, I think, a rehash of the map in the 1939 campaign. So maybe this is just super easy for them to design or whatever. Like, this is just super quick and they didn't want to invest the time. But you know, at this moment, they decided to fill up the design space of the game with training missions which are uninteresting. Like, I cannot imagine anybody who would choose this over fighting in Yugoslavia, for example, or who would choose this over doing another mission in Norway, because this is just not fun. Like, it's not exciting, and that's why you're playing these games. You're playing it. I'm not playing German Training Simulator where I'm constantly training behind the line German units. I could be, you could be designing a game like that. It would not be fun. I have no clue why this is in here, because if you're playing this, you should know how to use paratroopers and encircle enemy units by now. And I think they could have made an excellent case in the last scenario near Oslo where you could do that as well. They could have incorporated that somehow if they thought you didn't understand how paratroopers worked before. They could have put it in there. They didn't need an additional mission for that. They really didn't. And you can put as many prototypes in there as you want. It doesn't make the scenario more exciting. It really doesn't. Like, you could have 500 prototypes there and people wouldn't give a rat's ass. So yeah, it's just I don't get it. I think it's a bad design choice, but yeah, I'm sure there will be people who see it differently. So yeah, let's bring on the discussion. If you think that that these training missions are actually a great addition, keep in mind that they are cutting you out of other content. So it's not as if they just added this on top of Yugoslavia, for example. They are trading this for Yugoslavia. That's what you have to remember. So if there's anybody who thinks that it's actually good to fill the design space with training missions instead of actual battles that happened during World War II, I would be happy to open a discussion with you. Sure, I think that would be a very interesting discussion. But that's just my 2 cents, and I'll see you again in the next mission. So in advance, I apologize for this uninteresting content. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time, and bye-bye.